Warning, you are not watching Siskel and Ebert.
You are now entering Wang's world.
Sometime we'll back with another video. I'm Strange Wang, and today I'm review for Barbarian. Before we get into this, social media, coffee count, Patreon, in the description box down below. We also got a thanks button on the channel if you do any of those things then.
I appreciate that.
But let's get into brass tacks. I give Barbarian a 8.5 out of 10 Wangs.
Why?
Because I'm a scared little bitch, and this film was so scary, job well done, that my eyes and my ears were shut like, well, can't really see my eyes, but my eyes were like this and my ears like this. And I had a hoodie on because movie theaters are cold, so I had the hoodie right about here. Every once in a while, in those dark tunnels, I'll be hitting this number. Get scared and shit, because this film is a horror movie, and it scared the shit out of me. Men, probably the scariest movie of the year. This one's right there with it. Extremely scary, which again is a horror movie. Good job. It has a lot of things from past horror movies. If you're a horror fan, you're gonna love this. These tropes set by Friday the 13th movies and films like that, like the crazy old man who's weird and he's like, oh, stay away from there. Don't go in that house. Oh, you're crazy. Let me get away from this guy. They're right. Tropes like that we've seen in movies for years and years and years are used in this film in a meta-esque way to provide comedy. This film actually has a lot of comedy, which I was very surprised about. Twists and turns. A lot of moments of shock that take you out of the film to give you information, which for me personally as a film goer, it let my guard down and it allowed me to get just as scared again. So I thought that was excellent. Film work wise, incredible as well. You get these tight angles. Obviously it makes the most sense with the plot and the story of this underground bunker that leads underneath the house, all kinds of places and whatnot. Scary, it's tight, the camera work in it is logical, it makes sense, and for horror movies those aren't always the case. There's one scene in here where I was like, they did. It's a horror movie, they didn't die. And then later on something else crazy happens. I was like, okay, this is where we're at. That makes sense. But the only problem I really have with this movie is some of the meta-ness. Because we have a character, something happens, she says, nope. Like the Jordan Peele movie. And then 5 minutes later, she's in the trenches getting the shit scared out of her.
It don't make no motherfucking sense.
This film does a very good job of setting up horror and then letting you off your guard, as I said. So for the amount of times that I was scared and my scaredness just kept going up and then was thrown off by the horror itself, was crazy. It was inventive. It was thought-provoking. It caught me off guard and made me think during a horror movie. So when you set up those scares again with the horror, the thing I'm being thought-provoking about, the monster, if you will, and then the monster, the thing that's making me think about this film is the thing scaring me a minute later is quite new, unique, and impressive. And if you like things that are clever and violent, this is the film for you. Me personally, again, horror's not really my thing, so when those horror tropes come up, like the crazy old man, things like that, I see it, I'm like, that's from this movie, Friday the 13th 4 or whatever. I know these tropes. I love film enough to know these tropes. I don't love it, but I get it, I understand it. And as a horror fan, I'm like, man, horror people probably are going to be in love with this movie. I know online's in love with this movie, which is the only reason why I went to go see it, because I was like, that looks too scary for Strange Wing, I'm going to skip it. But I did not, and I went to go see it, and I was correct. It's scary as fuck.
That's a fact.
I mentioned the meta-ness being a little bit hit and miss. The other thing I didn't like about this film was the acting. I thought the acting was very on the nose of the characters. these characters weren't really real people. They were like commercialized characters, very basic, very in this box, in this square, and that's where they fit. The only one that really impressed me was Justin Long.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Holy same haircut. This guy's the worst. He played his part very well. There's small, very small roller coaster ride with his character. It's very fun. It made the film quite enjoyable. Yay! There's some woke conversations in here as well. I'm glad that some people, that's going to throw some people off. Personally, Strange Wing, I'm honestly tired of hearing about these conversations, but it was nice to see in the film that people had a civil discussion about things that they did not agree on between genders, roles, and things like that. So it was pleasantly surprised to see when it came. I was like, oh, this is going to be a fight, and then this person set up this way, that person set up that way. This is probably going to get annoying if it keeps happening. And it did, but it handled it the very best way possible. And again, became thought-provoking in a film that it, from the trailer, I didn't think it was going to be extremely thought-provoking. So, as I said before, from the cleverness and the violence, it's very thought-provoking as well. Another thing I didn't like was the role of... I don't really do spoilers on this channel, so I'm trying to... If you've seen the movie, the old man, there's the old man in this movie. What the fuck was the point of that? Also, what the fuck is the point of this movie called Barbarian? It's a mongoloid. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that. That's politically correct. I'm sure that's what they were called in The Hills Have Eyes. Same thing. So I think... I don't know. I'm going to leave it in there anyways. Hopefully I don't get canceled by the 7 people to watch this video. But extremely enjoyable, fun. This is very, very scary. But not a horror person. Wasn't a fan of the lead actress and some other acting in the film. It's just too generic. Blank character, put her in this role, put him in this role. He fits in this box, he fits in this box. All very generic. Except for Justin Long, as I mentioned. Great story. You're going to have a good time with this. If you're a horror fan, you're probably going to love it, like everyone online has. But Strange Wing's not a horror person. He's a scared little bitch. But if you're not a scared little bitch, or even if you are, tell me your thoughts and opinions on Barbarian. And let me know, why the fuck is this thing called Barbarian? I need to Google it. I should have Googled it before I did the review, but... You lovely people can tell me in the comment section below. What else you can do is scroll back up, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.